There are two aspects of spiritual energy that I enjoy talking about greatly: energy itself and timelessness. Why? Because I think they are both connected. So many people look for the grail of eternal life outside of themselves, even in the most remote parts of the world, to find it, when in fact it is right inside ourselves, in our DNA. Part of moving into the fifth dimensional world, the world where we manifest with our thoughts, is the ability to choose such thoughts. And as we choose them, we are actually making decisions on what to focus on. We can choose a healthy lifestyle and dedicate ourselves to continuously cleansing the debris in our lives. Friendships that take more than they give us, negative thought forms, both inherited and acquired during our lifetimes, self-defeating attitudes, self-sabotaging patterns. We have to understand that these hidden patterns are subconscious and very sneaky, difficult to pinpoint, to find, to address, and to resolve. At this level, and with this state of body-mind, the energy can circulate better through our body, as there are fewer blocks or dead weights, literally, that we carry around. Meridians, nervous system, and other energy pathways can then function in optimum condition. And while we worry about aging, for me, age is definitely a state of mind. There are people who are young in years but old in attitude. They struggle throughout their day because somehow they have given up the fight against the tyranny of their limiting personalities or egos, and so they become slaves to a ruthless and blind master. These people have come to believe in what they see and accept their ego's controlling and fear-based view of the world. This creates patterns that lock them into a comfort safety zone, but which, if not careful, can become a prison. So as people create a point of view about the world, they defend it against everything and everyone, even to the point of cornering themselves, feeling trapped, and even dying for it. This is a very clever manipulation of the ego into ensuring its own survival, regardless of the fact that it can be the very same thing that will destroy it. And contrary to the general belief, we are a soul encased in a body, not the other way around. This vehicle is here to experience the three-dimensional school of life. This is the way we grow. And since the soul is the power behind the body and not the personality or ego, we need to follow the former and not the latter in our path of evolution. And even though the ego so compellingly leads us to believe that fear means danger, and that is our number one priority in our journey to ascension, let me tell you that it is not, because we live in an expanding universe, which means that it is based on expansive energy, that of love. Fear shrinks us. Therefore, we can see that it vibrates at the polar opposite energy to love. Fear makes us smaller and stops us from growing. Fear makes us implode, not expand. And would you know that this frequency resonates with that of excitement? This means that we can flip a fear on itself and find on the other side of the same coin a point of growth. Hence, my motto is that fear is the doorway to your potential. Either way, once we become prisoners within our own cage, we find ourselves slowly but surely in an immutable world, a world that doesn't change or flow, a world that becomes obsolete and outmoded, and we freeze our reality in a way of thinking that forces us to operate on automatic pilot. Our systems stagnate as we avoid growing, because energy must always flow. And so, as we lock ourselves in this specific frequency where growth ceases to take place, our emotional body remains trapped in time. We carry on living, or so we think. I would actually call it surviving, not living per se, until the day we wake up and become spiritually conscious beings. Shedding the years is similar to a snake shedding its skin. It is a continuous process that can't and should never stop. The moment when we get trapped into fixed thinking patterns, these begin to solidify all around us. Some people call it age. Some say, I am too old to change my way of thinking. And others say, I will leave it to the young. But you can't leave your life to anyone else, for it is your own responsibility. Other people attach themselves to unhealthy lifestyles or to addictions. Others choose to escape reality because they don't feel that they can summon enough spiritual energy to face their realities and change them. But all these attitudes have in common a pattern of giving up. When we don't work on our energy fields and generate more energy on a regular basis, the amount of false truths that the external world puts in front of us becomes overwhelming. A massive brick wall that the older we get, the least energy we feel we have to break through it. Our vitality diminishes. We feel powerless and frozen. Bit by bit, we give up our option to create a better or happier life for ourselves. We give up our dreams. Sad but true, we have to continuously keep guard and watch out for these trappings that are presented to us in the shape of money, conveniency, ego-attached status, family or clan-entrenched expectations or demands, and so on. The clue is always not to underestimate or negate our feelings, especially when we feel trapped, cornered, or without a choice. These are sure signs that our life flow is slowing down, resulting in feeling tired, hopeless, without motivation, and without enthusiasm. Perhaps this more than anything else will make us become old before our time.